The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any animal of the field which Yahweh God had made. He said to the woman, "Has God really said, you shall not eat of any tree of the garden?" Verse 2, the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden." Verse 3, but not the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden. God has said, "You shall not eat it, you shall not touch it, lest you die." Verse 4, the serpent said to the woman, "You won't really die." Verse 5, for God knows that in that day you will eat of it, and your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Verse 6, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took some of its fruit and ate. Then she gave some to her husband with her, and he ate it too. Verse 7, their eyes were opened, and they were both aware that they were naked. They sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Verse 8, they heard Yahweh God's voice while walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from God. Yeah, they hid themselves. So, from the presence of Yahweh God, better way of describing it, among the trees of the garden. Verse 9, Yahweh God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" Verse 10, the man said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. Verse 11, God said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree which I commanded you not to eat from?" Verse 12, the man said, "The woman whom you gave me, she gave me the fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Verse 13, Yahweh God said to the woman, "What is this that you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent, he deceived me, and I ate." Think about it. Verse 14, Yahweh God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you are cursed above all the livestock and above every animal of the field. You shall go on your belly." I imagine he'd be in the tree at this time, and then he's cast down, right? Think about it. "And you shall eat the dust all the days of your life." Verse 15, I will put hostility between you and the woman, and bring your offspring and her offspring. He will bruise your head, and you will bruise his heel. Verse 16, to the woman he said, "I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. You will bear children in pain. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." Verse 17, to Adam he said, "Because you have listened to your wife's voice and have eaten from the tree which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat, the ground is cursed for your sake. You will eat from it with much labor all the days of your life." Verse 18, it will yield thorns and thistles to you, and you will eat the herb of the field. Verse 19, you will eat bread by the sweat of your face until you return to the ground for which you were taken out of it. For you are dust, and you shall return to dust. Verse 20, the man called his wife Eve, because she would be the mother of all the living. Verse 21, Yahweh God made garments of animal skins for Adam and his wife and clothed them. Verse 22, Yahweh God said to them, Behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hand and take also the tree of life and eat and live forever. Verse 23. Therefore, Yahweh God sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. Verse 24. So he drove out the man, and he placed a cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard to the tree of life.